So we just left out of court, Suge Knight. Suge Knight said something very interesting. He said, may Tupac's be on your conscience. I don't know what Suge meant by it, but I just thought it'd be interesting to tell everybody that he said, may Tupac be on your conscience. I can say, and this is the civil court case, Suge Knight with the Carter family. And again, we understand that it was a life loss. So again, you know, rest in peace, Carter. And I pray for the family, you know, for the wife and the kids, things like that. But you know, if you look at my past videos, you'll still see that, you know, I don't know, I'm always like somebody jumping in front of a car. I don't know, but anyway. And Nancy was in the room, so that's Rolling Stone. So look for Nancy's article from Rolling Stone. I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, civil rights leader, MichelleHOPEWalker. And I was in the courtroom, and so Suge did question, because the plaintiff's attorney changed some words. Now, you all know how I always talk to y'all about how important words are, because I was looking at that too. It's something important about these words for why they take them out, put them back in. Suge did ask Kenner, Attorney David Kenner, and then Attorney Jasmine, mine's there, Suge did ask, Suge did ask about if, there's David Kenner, and then right there, he did want to know the wording of stuff. He never really got his answer, because I was looking for that answer too. Because I was sitting here sort of like, yeah, what do them words mean? Are those words negative or are those words positive? And why did they take them out? So I'm sort of was like that too. We really never got an answer though. But, and then Suge did ask if he went forward on the case, could he bring in another attorney, and already right then, you had Attorney David Kenner like, remove me from the case. Sorry, he constantly trying to get off the case, even in the after case. In fact, he wants to make sure he is off the case. That's Attorney David Kenner. So, yeah, that was a good question, because I'm still, that's just even in my own private business. You know, I like to know, what does the words mean? You know, because they can seem simple, but then the words can end up meaning a lot. You know, because, you know, a lot of times, sometimes people do settlements on stuff, they also setting stuff up for the future. You know, or if something comes back on the future. So that's my first thought. What I was thinking of, I was like, well, if these words really don't mean that much, why did they change them? I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, civil rights leader, MichelleHOPEWalker. And I'm walking, you're not gonna ask me. So I get out of the bro, I just walked up that hill. This was the court, Stanley Moss Court, right here. And this is April 29th, 2025. Again, Marion Suge Knight Court. And I noticed the judge, he called Suge. Usually they call him Marion Knight. At least most of the ones I've been at. I hadn't been at some of them for a while because I didn't know they were going on. Because, you know, before Suge got sentenced and everything, I could go on, and it's a system you can go on and look at the next court date. But the civil case and then the other different things, you know, for me at least, have been, you know, sporadic, where I didn't know about them. So that's why a lot of times I wasn't in attendance, because I didn't know. And when, even like I told you all, before Suge end up deciding to not go to trial even on the criminal case. Last time I was in the court, we were about to fight it. I say we because I'm in support of Suge, and and I'd been there the whole time through the different court dates and different things like that on the criminal side. So I thought we was about to fight. I thought we was about to go to, trial. That's on the, that was on the criminal case. So I went out of town. You all know, I love my family, so I'm out of town a lot with my family. But, and so, or literally, I was out of town. I seen it myself on the news that I was like, what? I thought we was about to fight. But I understand the reasons why. It's Suge's case, so he got to do what he feels is best. So in court just now, I was sort of still, I could tell, I'm not putting words in Suge's mouth, but I'll say how I feel. To say that. Because they read it to Suge, because Suge didn't have a copy right in front of him. But, and like I said, then they went and changed it. And to me, just since, when somebody changed something, there's a reason why they changing something. Now, the plaintiff attorneys say, we just changed this word and changed that word. Well, if this word and that word didn't mean a lot, why did you change it? Now, if it was changed for the benefit of Suge, which I think that's what Suge was trying to find out, and I myself was trying to figure that out too. So did y'all change the words in the sense that this is going to help Suge for future if anything comes back up, in the future? Or is this helping the plaintiff, this word change? Because I still don't believe it was just a simple word. I'm just like, because if the words didn't matter, why did you change them? You know what I'm saying? But of course, if they change the words and it benefits Suge, okay, cool, and like I said, Suge was trying to, because he was on video there, and so, he asked David, and he was saying, well, what does these words mean? Are these negative? I heard Suge did say that. He said, are these negative words? Or, because Suge is very smart. Suge knows the power of words, and like I said, at the same time, Suge did ask about, if he got another attorney, and then I think the judge was saying something about that, if he got another attorney, they would have to get up to date real quick, because come Thursday, the judge was saying he already had the jury ready. So it's Thursday, you all, that would have been May 1st, 2025. So, so again, Suge make his decisions. That's all based on him. Like I said, I'm a supporter of Suge, and so, everything I'm saying is all about the support, because again, it's still like he shouldn't still be in there. You know what I'm saying? He should not still be in jail. And I cannot believe that them trying that case again, or the appealing, I can't believe that. Because we are seeing people do all kind of stuff in this world and in America, and Suge did not purposely, he was just trying to get home. And people jumping in front of his car. You see a moving car, why are you jumping in front of somebody's car? And then there was other elements involved, which could have been the reason why folks was jumping in front of cars trying to block Suge in with the bodies. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you can watch more of my videos at Michelle Hope Walker Speaks 1870. Yeah, the 1870 has a lot of the criminal court cases, my comments about that, and some of the other stuff. So that's Michelle with 2 L's, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks 1870. Now my current YouTube is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. Remember the word speaks on Michelle with 2 L's, Hope Walker Speaks 6547 is the YouTube I post to now. Like I said, both of these are YouTube pages. And so, Suge does what's best, for us. So if you only got 2 days to switch things over to an attorney, so I don't know if this is not Attorney Jasmine's purview, where she couldn't have took it or whatever the case might be. I don't know. But basically, it seems like that was Judge Thomas D. Long. This is civil court, more about the money part. Was basically telling Suge he had, so basically 2 days. Because today is April 29th, 2025. So tomorrow, Wednesday, April 30th, and then Thursday, May 1st. And basically the judge was like, the jury starts there. So, so he was talking about the time that Suge would have. So, like I said, it's like they just keep putting Suge in a box on stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so he has to make the best decisions he's feeling, at that time to make. Now, like I said, he asked Attorney David Kenner, are these word change negative? Again, I'm sitting listening because I'm listening for the answer too, because I know how important words are. And I know how important people can be like, oh, that don't mean nothing. No, because if it didn't mean nothing, why did you change it then? Why did you change the words? Okay? It didn't mean nothing. Why are we changing words then? Now, again, like I said, if it's in the benefit for Suge, we're good. But if it's not, because it was the plaintiff that actually, let me get it right now, I believe it was the plaintiff that wanted to change these words. So that's the attorney that's not for Suge. So, to me, as a defense attorney, then I'll be looking real good. Why are you changing these words? What difference will it make? And, with Attorney David Kenner, which again, I respect his attorney done his thing. So, shout out to you, Attorney David Kenner. I spoke to him, and different things while I was there. But, it's almost like you got to watch him because he's constantly trying to remove himself from the case. So is he really paying attention to stuff? But I did like how, when the judge, Thomas D. Long, was asking Attorney David Kenner questions, Attorney David Kenner would say, well, let me see what Suge has to say. So I do like that. He was making sure that, But, yeah, because I'm still on them words. I'm still on, if the words don't make a difference, then why did